This is going to be one of the most raw and real presentations you've ever experienced or witnessed. Now, listen, there's not going to be any cutscenes. There's not going to be any theatrics. There's not going to be any Lamborghinis or rented chalets. This is my home office. This is where I trade. And I'm just a regular guy I'm about 7 months in on recovery from a major brain surgery. I had a non-cancerous tumor removed, and so I can't move the left side of my face. I can't blink my left eye, and I have a hard time speaking. So it's not necessarily going to be pretty. Now I've gotten all out of the way, but why am I here? Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because AI is going to take your job. It's going to shut your business down. Some younger tech guru is going to learn how to manipulate the algorithm to drive people away from your main core business to their business. All right. And then robotics is going to come in behind that. Elon Musk has been, his board there at Tesla has agreed with it that if he creates a certain number of robots by 2030, which is now 4 years from now, they're going to pay him $1 trillion. So you have to do something. You have to do something. All right. So now, why am I talking to you? You are a business owner or an entrepreneur. You have a current need right now. You need to pay off. You need to have a way to service your debt so that you can get out of the debt and so you can have a better cash flow solution. Okay? So now, what you're looking at is a financial trading chart. This happens to be silver. But this financial trading chart could be gold. It could be wheat futures. It could be soybean futures. It could be oil futures. It could be Bitcoin. It could be Ethereum. It could be the dollar versus the yen. It could be the dollar versus the Aussie dollar. It could be any financial chart out there, right? Okay, now, here's the thing is, there's trillions with a T of dollars floating around in these markets, okay, that you have been told are hard to get to. And I'm here to tell you right now, they're not hard to get to, all right? So I'm going to show you a system. What I've done is, this is a 30-second price chart on silver. Now, I'm just letting it run. Now, over here to your right, I'm going to tell you what you should be looking at while I'm speaking to you about how you're going to address your current need and the upcoming worsening, tightening that you're experiencing. I'm not telling you something you don't already know. I'm just telling it to you in a way. I'm being direct. Some of you I've already chased off. Those of you who I haven't chased off, you're wise enough to understand when you're seeing some reality. Okay, so I've got 3 systems here. This top system here means that we think that overall the price is going to be going up, and then we wait for that to match these triangles going up over here. Now, if this changes, let's say for instance right here it was orange, right? We were looking for the triangles that went down. That's now this middle section here. This is a little more advanced, okay, and that's why I offer mentoring, to teach you that. But it actually is a way that you can anticipate when these shifts are going to happen. So you're like, well, wait, it changes color. When it changes color, well, how do I know it's going to change color? Well, we have this a little more advanced tool here. So this is the VMAX. This is the Smax up here, and this is the Lmax down here. 3 pieces of integrated software that are complementary to each other that you can use. This is to monitor and watch and and have an opportunity, because the way these financial markets work is if you're on the right side, if you think the market's going to go down and the market goes down, and you place that trade, otherwise known as a bet, right? Okay, everything in life is a gamble to an extent. Like, you gamble when you go to bed tonight, you're going to wake up in the morning. You gamble when you get in your car that it's going to start. Now, there's reliabilities, there's expectations, and that's what this is. Okay, so while I'm talking, or if you rewind this, if you're watching it later, you're going to be able to see that with a high level of expectation, we do a pretty good job of actually, these color coded systems are pretty darn accurate. Now, in addition to this, I have actually spent a ridiculous amount of hours doing the research and having AI source research that will list on my website, getvmax.com, where you can study whether or not this strategy, that's just called sentiment trading, is reliable and how it compares to other methodologies of trading. Because I'm telling you right now, so here if you're a business owner, you need more customers, right? And you now, how do you get those? What do you need? Do you need customers, or do you need cash? All right. Bottom line is, you can't take a customer and hand them to your utility company and say, here's for my monthly electric usage. You can't take a different customer and hand them to your landlord and say, here, this is for my monthly lease payment. You can't do that. We don't live in those eras anymore. The days of the Roman slave trade are long gone, right? So what you need is cash. Now, because you're an entrepreneur, you think that cash, and you believe that cash comes from a customer, right? Now, what's the customer acquisition game? The customer acquisition game is do better than someone else on social media. Okay, wait a minute. I thought I was a dry cleaner. I thought I was a handyman. I thought I was a HVAC professional. I thought I was a mental health therapist. Now you're telling me I got to be a social media mogul? No, listen. And then even if you are a social media mogul, guess what? They're going to change the algorithm on you next week. They're going to tell you, hey, that thing that you wanted to say, you can't say. The way you wanted to say it, you can't say it. We're going to demonetize that methodology. We're going to shadow ban you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So constantly you're on that hamster wheel, right? Again, am I telling you things that you don't know, you haven't experienced? So now you still need cash. The cash is on these financial charts. These are called the capital markets for a reason, okay? And I'm telling you right now, if you stick around and you go to my channel, I trade. I show my trades. I show the winners. I show the losers. Sometimes you make a bad decision, but you're a decision maker, and guess what? You need to pay off that merchant cash advance that seemed like a good idea one or two renewals ago, right? Or listen, you got that merchant cash advance, and so right now you're flush, but they're going to come back on the daily or weekly to take money from your till. And I'm going to show you where a place you can go to supplement that, and eventually in time you can grow this little sideline. And literally it takes the methodology that I use. It takes me under an hour a day, broken up into multiple 5 to 10 minute bites on average. Now, what do you know about averages? Sometimes an average is the accumulation and division. So sometimes the I get in front of a chart and it takes 2 minutes to make the money. Sometimes I get in front of the chart, it takes 20 minutes to make the money. But what it takes is having a system that's reliable, and that's what this is. You don't want to renew your merchant cash advance if you don't have to. You don't want to become a serf. You don't want to work for your lender. Chasing technology is outpacing, right? So it's about time that you learn very simply a very simple strategy, and then if you want to learn an advanced strategy, you can learn the advanced strategy. Now, we have capital available if you take the time to learn this. How long does it take to learn this? Well, I'll tell you right now. How long does it take to learn this? Well, I'm going to teach it to you right now. Now, I have a video library that's behind the scenes. Okay, look, there's an alert. That alert is telling me that the price of Bitcoin probably is about to go down because I got that set for a Bitcoin trade. You wait for the orange bar, you wait for the orange triangle down, and then you know that that's a selling opportunity. You're on that side of the market. Now we're going to watch. Now this system right here told me here, this system told me here that this was likely to be happening soon. Okay. And also we also had some leading color changes, but we would like to see that. We really like to see that heavy over, that non-negotiable signal. Okay. That's it. You learned. Now, mastering that and believing in it and trusting it, that might take you a little longer. I've got multiple, when you get involved in this system, I've got some pre-recorded training videos that are very simple to understand, nothing complicated. I try to explain things to people as I would to a 5-year-old. So if you can't explain something to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it. My 6-year-old granddaughter, who actually wanders into one of the training videos, she knows how to do this. She calls this the up-down game. If a 6-year-old can do this, you can do it, right? Because I already taught you. Now, my apologies if my delivery was too alarming, but the fact of the matter is I know that you're getting squeezed. And listen, I can do this right here. Okay? I don't need you to get on board because I can support myself out of these markets. But I have something. I'm building a 501c3 called the Praetorian Fund, praetoriancapitalsystems.org. You can look at the founder's message, just a message I recorded a year and a half ago before I had this surgery that explains that I'm trying to accomplish a bigger thing societally, that I actually have a heart for those who aren't in the executive position like you and I are. Okay. So, and by involving you, I can help create a bigger solution, because the one thing about the trading markets is they have no conscience. The conscience part comes from us. So I want to show this to you so that I can help you help yourself, which in turn recycles that helps me help others. Let's get going, get involved. We have funding options that don't require you to have good credit, some time to discipline yourself to learn this and show us that you understand it, and we'll put capital on the table for you. And we have partnerships where we can help you access more capital than we even have. All right. Suddenly now you can actually strategize how your business is gonna beat the AI robotics crunch that is facing us right now. Talk to you soon. Thank you for your time.